things starting to escalate. Officials even reviewed a bump from Embiid on Towns to see if it was a flagrant. It wasn't, but not long after that, this started. It started as pushing, then Towns tries to punch Embiid but misses. There's wrestling, sort of. Everyone else piles on, and then the fight goes into a second wave after Joel gets pulled off, because Ben Simmons, who is actually usually pretty friendly with Kat, ends up with his arm around his neck. You can watch this video on a loop, and you know the league offices right now, but this still photo may also end up coming into play. Yeah, that is Embiid's thumb in Carl's eye. As for discipline in the moment during the game, officials elected not to eject Simmons, later saying he was acting as a peacemaker. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Timberwolves are arguing that one with the league office right now, calling what Simmons did, quote, a dangerous chokehold. But during the game, they did toss Kat and Embiid, which led to the surreal scene of Embiid celebrating as he's leaving the floor, while cameras also caught Kat's mom cursing at him and giving him a nice little hand gesture there. After the game, Towns clearly did not want to talk about Fight Club.
Was there any one thing that kind of led to what happened, or a series of things, or
it was a competitive game? It was a competitive game.
How do you view what happened with you?
It was just competitive. It's a competitive game. That's all it was. It was competitive. Yeah, it was a competitive game. It was a great game. And
did you take a swing at him, or are you trying to get him in a headlock?
This is competitive. It's competitive basketball that was being played.
I don't know, guys. You think it's a competitive game? Embiid, meanwhile, much more chatty.
Well, first of all, I ain't no. That's what I'm good at. I like to get in people's mind. I like to kind of like build up real estate.
I'm going to admit, I was cracking up watching that press conference, considering I just sat down with Joel last month, and well, this is what he said during training camp.
I don't think I'm talking trash this year, so.
I've heard that from you before. Last year, in the middle of the season, you were like, I'm done. I'm not talking trash anymore. I'm not doing any more on social media. And that lasted like a month, Joel.
I'm a change man. I'm not doing none of that this year.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't going to last. And on social media after the game, Embiid really broke his own trash talk ban with this post. Quote, I was raised around lions, and a cat pulled up on me last night. Got his mama giving middle fingers left and right. That is some serious real estate. To which Towns answered with this one. He started mocking Embiid's old quotes in the post, and he had the all bark and no bite location tag. Plus, he had some unflattering pictures of Joel, including this one, which is Embiid crying from last year's playoffs. That brought another post from Embiid saying, quote, that tough guy act ain't cutting it. Been kicking your blank, and pretty please make the playoffs before you talk. It's a known thing that I own you, in all caps. There was more on Instagram that frankly got so graphic, I cannot show it on this family television program. But I can say that the back and forth attracted the attention of plenty of other players around the NBA. Here's Donovan Mitchell speaking for us all. And then the Wizards' Isaiah Thomas, which Bradley Beal added to. At this point, it feels like the only folks left to chime in are Adam Silver and Kiki Vandeweghe. You have to think there are suspensions coming, just like there were for the fight last year. At least we know that now we can say the season has officially started. Welcome back. Richard, what do you think the fallout is going to be from all of this? Because it is the stuff on the floor, but the stuff on social media got very graphic also, and I wonder if the league office is going to chime in there.
Oh, they're going to chime in on both. They're going to chime in via social media, so there's going to be fines for that. There's going to be suspensions. The Simmons thing, it's tough when everyone's piled in and you're trying to hold somebody down, dangerous chokehold. He wasn't choking him. He was just trying to hold him down. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with Ben Simmons. There's a possibility that something will happen, but ultimately, welcome back, NBA. Yeah. We're really excited. I don't have much to say about this one.
I mean, it was mostly wrestling over fighting, and I can't really say that Ben Simmons was being a peacemaker. I've never seen a headlock be the move to impart peace. I haven't seen that.
It's just weird because they're actually tight off the court, or at least friends. And
who?
Ben Simmons and Karl-Anthony Towns socially hung out together.
I don't think that he was trying to hurt Karl-Anthony Towns. He was trying to hold him down. He was trying. The Ben Simmons thing is debatable. That's probably not the focus of all of this.
My bigger problem here is that I think there are a couple instances where fighting is warranted in NBA games. Like, say someone gets undercut going up for a layup, and you get up and you get in that guy's face, or someone's grabbing your arm and trying to rip it out of the socket or something like that. But in this case, it came off a little contrived because we had all the lead up to it in the social media comments and the interviews about it, and then all of a sudden wasn't like the moment that was the powder keg moment.
And I looked a little bit closer there. When you see Ben Simmons on top of him, he's smacking him on the chest like, "Yo, it's me. Yo, it's Ben. Yo, calm down, it's Ben." So he can say he was a peacemaker, and if you look at that, you can see it. He's kind of letting them know like, "Hey, this is me on top of you. Calm down, just relax. Let's all." So Ben, I'm not worried about. But this is the thing that disappoints me. Again, I'm not saying I'm that old school, but the Twitter fighting,
Did you say
the
twitting?
the Twittering, fighting. I just joined Twitter in April, and this is I just imagine Michael Jordan and Karl Malone going at each other over Twitter. Like this is.
I think that's a little unfair, though, because if social media had been in place, I mean, it's not like Twitter, or it may be new to you. It's not new to the rest of the world. Social media has been sort of entrenched as part of NBA culture for a decade.
Yeah.
So if that had been part of NBA culture for a decade, Michael Jordan talked plenty of trash.
Yes, but
I heard him say things on the court when I was courtside that I have to tell you.
But I've also seen
social media hosts would blush at Michael Jordan.
I've also seen a ton of great players that have been a part. I've never seen. We don't need to go down the names, whether it was Kobe, I haven't seen any of those great players do it that were a part of social media over this last decade. And so I like it when it spills over into the court, but when you start doing this and talking about people's moms and all, it's just like we're getting past basketball at that point in time.
Embiid is wildly entertaining, and I understand that he can entertain people through a variety of measures. But the most entertaining thing for me is seeing him play basketball.
Yes.
And so when you do something like this, that takes away from what the actual product is, which is the best basketball players in the world. So to paraphrase Pat Riley, let's keep the main thing, and not allow these theatrics and antics to take away what people are in the building to see.
I think you're both insane, because this is part of the main thing. And I hear people complain all the time about, oh, these guys are all friends now. It's not like real basketball. You're supposed to hate each other. This didn't come from one specific play, as you point out. It came from a legit buildup of years. This has been going on since 2016. This is bad blood between the two of these guys when they played each other. This is Joel just picking at and harping on Karl Anthony Towns. Karl usually is a turn the other cheek guy, so a lot of the time he's just said, I want to be the bigger person. I'm not going to say anything back. And you could see that it has been building in him this season. He clearly came into the season wanting to make more of a statement about who he is. And the Jimmy Butler stuff, by the way, last season, we started the season talking about Jimmy doing that. I'm coming in with the third stringers and that crazy practice and all of that stuff. That was targeted at Karl Anthony Towns. And then Jimmy goes to Philadelphia and becomes tight with Joel Embiid. And Joel references Jimmy in 2 separate posts last night.
And again, you bring somebody else into a fight, right? Whatever their business is, it's like, yo, leave me out of it. This is between the two of y'all. But why did Joel Embiid say he wasn't going to do it? Now, he became himself. But why did he say it? Because to your point, he just wants to keep the main thing the main thing. He wants to go out there and focus on basketball and trying to win. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have fun. That doesn't mean you can poke the bear. But Joel Embiid was trying to avoid a situation like this. It doesn't mean that he got into it, but the main thing is the main thing. You want to go win a championship. You want to go be all NBA. You want to have a chance at the MVP. Right. These things hurt your chances. And so keep the main thing the main thing. It's fun for us. It's fun for the jump. It's fun for all of us to talk about it. But he had those intentions, and it just kind of fell short very early on.
I think if he does this all the time, it would hurt his MVP or Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. If he does this all the time, it would hurt the Sixers. He pokes and prods a lot and trash talks a lot. And clearly at the beginning of training camp, he was trying to say, I'm going to be better this year. I promise I'm going to be better this year. You have young children, Richard. They say that to you.
They lie all the damn time.
Right? So I get all of that. I don't think he gets into fights on the court every day.
But he was trying to avoid this.
Yes.
He was trying, and he failed miserably, awfully.
There's been some stuff with these two. So I'm not surprised, and I don't think it's a slippery slope that he's now going to come out and do this every week. He may come out and do it March 24th when these teams meet again, but we'll see. There's a lot of real estate between here and there. We've got a lot more of the jump for you coming up in the next segment. What was the bigger deal? The Rockets winning after James Harden dropped 59 points, or the fact that they allowed 158 points to the Wizards? We will discuss that. First, though, it's time for our distant replay from this date in 1997. Stephon Marbury.
Oh, we got Timberwolves?
Take the stage.
We got Timberwolves?
Switched up on Stephon, who's got 4 assists.
Okay. Does he got the middle part? Does he got the part down the middle of his? Yeah. You got the part right. Ooh.
Man.
That's an all-star
On
play.
his feet.
Woo.